Well, good morning, everybody. It's Bella here from Rachel Bella Crafts, and it's been a while again, and a lot has been happening here at the Bella's residence. Anyway, I just popped on to show you that I'm okay, that Chris is okay, that's my hubby, and we are picking ourselves up and we're just carrying on. So those of you that have watched Rachel's last video will have noticed that she mentioned that her dad had been poorly, but he's fine. He's back on the tablet, so he's fine. But whilst worrying about him, I've been busy making things to keep me occupied. But first of all, thank you all for your lovely comments on my last video. I hope you're all well, and I hope everybody's crafting away and are very happy doing what they're doing. I've been watching lots of videos, and whilst I've been watching videos, I've been sewing. So some of you may have seen this on our channel on Facebook with, I can't remember, she changed her name now, Rachel Bella Junk Journal something, journals I think, junk something. Anyway, on Facebook. So I showed it on there, that's what I'm trying to say. Now forgive me, because when you stop making videos, it's really, really difficult to get back into the swing of chatting and doing and showing. So just forgive me for a little while, because I intend to make more videos, but I'm going to ease myself back in quietly. It's been a heck of a summer, so now we're hopefully getting through it. I've got my grandson staying here excuse me, for a couple of days while Rachel's away, and we've had some fun, I can tell you. I'll tell you about that in a moment, but I want to just show you this. I've been making these, I've been dying to make these. I made this big one, I don't know whether some of you will remember, and it's huge, look. It's massive. So I did make this one after watching Corrine on, it's gone right out of my head, I knew it would, I should have written it down. I'll leave it in the comments below. You can tell I'm nervous because my asthma's playing up, that's why I'm coughing. So, but anyway, I made that first a long time ago, and I've wanted to make some more. And I did make these squared up ready, and I had them all stitched and put together and collaged and so forth. And I was going to make a book, and then I was going to do this, and then I was going to do that. And in the end, I thought, no, I'm going to do what I originally designed them for, to make one just like Corrine's. And what she does, she doesn't sew them from the inside like I did on the other one. I'll show you in a minute because I've got more. I've stitched them down the edges with the rough edge sticking out, if you understand what I mean. And I don't mind the fraying bits. It doesn't bother me in the least. I just like picking them off. But they won't go any further, I don't think. And if it does, I shall sew them again. So this is what I made anyway, whilst worrying about my hubby again and different things, and getting our grandsons off to uni again, and getting them sorted and moved in. This, by the way, is this, and I bought it at my haberdashery in Cwmbran, and it was good value. I think it was about £6 something. So I've made a few already, so I can show you. But I've made the tabs. Let me cut that off because it's annoying me. I put these scissors here so you can see the actual size in relation to the normal pair of scissors. They're not huge scissors, but they are a normal pair of scissors. Sorry if I'm shouting. And that's a small, and these are from Dunelm, by the way, and they're fabulous. They do go a bit blunt if you don't look after them, but they stay sharp for a little while. These didn't stay sharp because I used them on paper and fabric, which I was naughty to do. But anyway, they still cut on paper. That's what I'm trying to say. But isn't this fun? I've lined this one. I've got plenty in here. Look, if you're wondering what to put in them, I've got crochet hooks in there. I've got some more of this twine because I wasn't sure, but I did feel that was a little bit too narrow, so I changed. I've got my sari wool that I'll show you in a moment. I made the funniest little pouch. You've got to see this pouch. In fact, I'm going to show you now because it's hilarious. I wasn't thrilled with it, but I did it because I'm not a knitter, I don't crochet, but I'm learning. So look at this. Now, isn't this hysterical? Now, this is the sari. I put it away now, look. And I've got a ball of white here somewhere. And this was I wouldn't have used this because I didn't like the colour of it. But it's sari silk, look, if I open it out. And you can see it's odd bits. It's just sari bits. It wasn't a very nice quality, this. So I thought, I don't like that. I really don't like it. So I thought I'm going to practice my knitting with sari, because Kate from the Nest, Kate is a lovely lady, and I really enjoy watching her videos. She's really got me into trying to learn to crochet, but I'm not being very successful, but that's another story. So this is the sari that I've used on here, and I've just used a pair of number 8s, but they don't look like a number 8. They're thicker. So I don't know why they're called a number 8, because I always thought number 8 was a smaller one. But you knitters will know. And I've managed to make a little pouch. But I was sorry, I'm snorting. I was fascinated with what Kate was doing, but Kate does the crocheting. So I was getting so frustrated that I couldn't get the hang of this crocheting. I thought, I'm going to practice, because what she does, she tears up old material and she rolls it together like this and makes a ball of wool out of it, ball of fabric out of it, and then she crochets with it. Well, I thought, well, let's try knitting it. So I did. And then I lined it, and I've stitched it by hand there, look. And that'll do. That's okay. That's a nice little pouch, and I can put lots of things in there, look. Put my scissors in there. What's wrong with that? It just looks funny, doesn't it? I think it's the colours. So I went out and I bought some wool, some really thick wool, and I'm teaching my grandson to knit. Now, don't laugh. We've had a whale of a time the last night, and I'm ashamed to say that he didn't go off to sleep very early because he was still knitting. But isn't that hysterical? You see how these things, they are so addictive. And I said to him, because he's got ADHD, he's got, what's the other one? Autism. Sometimes he fidgets, and I was worried that he was going to get bored. So I just said to him, how do you fancy learning to knit? Oh, Granny, he said, that's a lovely idea. So we sat down with these big needles. They're only this long. They're not great big long ones. They're only this long. And he's made this really strange looking square, because it started out this side and it ended up that side. So I don't know how he was adding on stitches, but it's been hysterical. And it's really brightly coloured, and there's like pinks and yellows and orange in it. I'm not going to show it to you because I haven't had permission. And he's dropped a stitch here and there, but who cares? And it kept him busy all afternoon yesterday and all evening. And he said he didn't go to sleep till 1 o'clock. So sorry, Rach. That was my bad. Sorry. But anyway, I've got him on too. So, and then I noticed Kate was using this sort of thing this morning when she was crocheting. So you can use anything, guys. And if you can't crochet, then knit. Do whatever. And if you do have problems with, you know, ADHD or autism or something like this, get them knitting. It was great because he just took to it like a duck to water. But anyway, I'm rambling now. So that's that one. So then I went on and I made, this was the next one, I think, because I made this one too big. And this, I'm making these Christmas ones now, don't laugh. So if Rachel watches this, there's not much I can do about it, because it'll be spoiled for her Christmas, so I'll have to tell her not to watch this one. But I'm making these to put their Christmas presents in, so I don't have to pack them in paper. So what I've done, I've made, oh no, this is the smaller one. That's the bigger one. I made 2. Oh, I thought that was the smaller one. Oh, well, no, it isn't. It's this one. But I made a mistake on the first one, and I think you'll be interested to hear this. Hang on. Let me open it up. They do open up easily. If you look at the difference, this one, let me get in shot. This one fits perfectly, the lining. Okay? Because it's lined inside. All right? That one worked perfectly. This was the first one I did. And look how baggy that is. There's too much in there. But having put it together, I thought I can't be bothered to take it apart. And there's my tabs. They get a bit creased, but it doesn't matter. If you don't want them to get creased, then you'll have to make them with something a bit stiffer, but it doesn't bother me. but these are going to be Christmas presents and part of their Christmas present. I was going to slow stitch them, but I've got to make 6 or 7, so I thought, right, no, I can't. So I'll be doing some on the machine and some, but I have machined that there, and then I went over the top of the white then with the red stitching by hand. But these I did stitch by hand, so they're just stitched down there by hand, and so are the tabs. Okay, so that was those. But I tell you what I did. I bought, where did I put it? Here. Because I was using up old tablecloths to do the lining in there. But then I went into Dunelm and I saw these big Christmas tablecloths, and they're linen, look. They do frame mine, so you'll have, but seeing as how they're inside the bag, you won't see, nothing's going to happen. And I did machine stitch this because I didn't want the stitching to come undone and fall apart. So that was that. But this is massive, and I've taken off two lots already. So I've got plenty here. And if I want to make any other projects with red, I've got plenty of red material. Isn't that fun? So I think that cost me, because I think I bought the bigger one. This was £16. And I thought if I buy material, I'm not going to get linen anyway. And that'll last me ages. So that was Dunelm. Okay, for those of you that live in the UK, that is. So I'm just going to show you quickly what I did to put it together. So this is what you're going to need. I use those two perlé. Okay, you've got your ties there. I made my tabs here, so I've made these ready. Okay, very easy. You just turn them over and stitch, depending on what colour you want to use. Now this, I wanted to tell you about this. Watching Kate, she uses the most beautiful blankets. And when we went to Leominster, I thought, oh, I must look for a blanket. I must look for a blanket. Well, they were quite expensive. And I thought for me to cut up a blanket, I might only use half of it or even a quarter of it. But then I remembered I had these scarves. So I cut up this one scarf. And I've got this one, which is a very old one, and I'm going to use that instead of buying the batting or the, I forget what we call it over here now. I call it batting anyway, but you know what I mean. And that's going to make it, they're not as stiff as if you use the thick felt that I showed you before, but if you want them floppy and you know, like, you know, a bag. And you'd be surprised how much you get in them as well, because I got quite a bit in that one. I got loads of material in this one. So you don't want them too, this one stands up because it's got proper batting in. And it's quite stiff, this one. It just depends on how you want it. I did attach more, this one, I don't know where I got this one from. I think that was in the haberdashery as well. But look how much material I've got in there. So they're lovely storage bags. Okay, so if you want to make one of these, watch Corrine's video and I shall link it below. So I've got 5 pieces of, we're going to call it batting, but it's actually a scarf. Okay, it's really, really soft. We got 4 tabs, which are these. Okay, so you need 4 of those. I've already stitched this together. This is the lining, look, and that's how you stitch them together like that. And if you watch Corrine, she will show you how to do this. And I have got a video where I've done the boxes. Where's my boxes? I've sold them all, I think. Oh, no, here's a box like this. And if you roll it up, you can see it's square, look. And I've got all my netting in there. So there's 4 panels. See? 4 panels, 5 panels. There, but I folded that down. I'll do that afterwards. I've got so many things coming out of my ears. I've got nests everywhere. Let me show you. I've got all these nests. Aren't they fun? But they all go inside one another. I'm digressing now. Look, this is Kate's doing. Look at this. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nests, and they all stack one inside the other. So how fun is that? So they all go in the corner there, and I've got another one of these here, and I've got all my perlé in there. So they're really handy, and it's better having plastic than having plastic. I have got plastic things, but I'm really hooked on these now, thanks to Kate, and thanks to Corrine, and thanks to Roxy from Roxy Creations. This one's got the cardboard in the bottom, so that's another thing. I showed you that in the last one. So where was I? Right. 5 of those, 4 of those, 5 of these, so you need 5 squares to make your lining, and I've machine stitched that. You can clip the corners there if you want to, but as you can see they do fray, so just be careful you don't go too near the edge if you do trim it down. If you trim it down there, be careful because it will fray through, because you're putting things in and out of the bag. So you want it to be, you could even go round if you wanted to and do a zigzag stitch to stop it fraying. It's entirely up to you. So that's the makings of it. So that's exactly what you would do. So, but what I do first, I put that on there. Now these are a little bit bigger than what I intended them to be. Okay, so I would pin that on there like so. Sorry, there. And I've got 5 of these. Everything is in 5s, okay? Let me check I'm recording. Yep, good. So I pin those on there, and if this was white, you could draw a line across there and a line across there, or if you wanted to and you've got more time, you can do the burrows stitching across, or the cantha stitching across there. I wouldn't bother on the bottom, I would just do a cross. But if you wanted to on the sides, like I've done here, see I've done the cantha stitching there. I didn't there, I just did squares. You can do whatever you like, it's yours. If you make one, that is. All right, and then at the bottom, as I say, I did the cross. But they are so handy and they look so fabulous inside your craft room. All right, so then, or you could just stitch around the edge, and if you didn't want to be bothered doing the cross. I only did the cross because it stops it flopping about. But you do whatever you fancy doing, and then you join them together then. So I've done different colors. So if this is my base and that's on there, let me pin another one. Hang on a sec. Excuse me, coughing. I'm getting over my nerves, but my voice is gone now. It is bigger because I wanted it to be a little bit smaller, so I'll tell you the size in a moment, because you'll be asking me what size did you do. I did 8 inches there, 7-inch squares for the lining, and then 6 inches for this. So you're going down and down and down, okay? But this, I did go in a little bit with the last one I made, which is the red one, because I wanted to make it a little bit smaller. I felt this was a little bit big, but I like the size of that one, so I did take it in quite a bit. You make it your own size, but just bear in mind to go down 1 inch every time, because you're going to go in and you're going to go in. All right, I hope I've made that clear now. So let's finish pinning this, and then I can show you how I put them together. So we're going to pretend now that we've done the crosses there, like I've done on here. Look, that's just to hold the batting together. And then what you do then, you put your right sides together like this. With the base, it doesn't matter if there's any direction. That one goes any direction, so it doesn't really matter. So try and get your squares about the same size. All right, now I'm going to go as close to the batting, because I want to make this one smaller, because I cut them out a little bit bigger than I wanted. Okay, now you'll only go to the corner of that. I'll explain why in a moment. And then if you're going to hand stitch it, if you're going to hand stitch it, just go from there to there, across there. If you've done your crosses on here, or if you've gone around there, you don't need to worry about this coming away, all right? Because it's caught up with this. So when you're stitching that, it's not going to flop about, because well, you can see when I've pinned it, look, it's not going to flop about. So you go from there to there, and you can put a dot if you've got a friction pen. You could put a dot there so you can see it, and there, all right? And join them together. But I would put these on first, because it is awkward after you've stitched them all together. So do an assembly line of doing each one. Put all your squares inside your batting on there first, then start stitching them together, okay? And then you will stitch. Now imagine now that I've got the batting on there, pretend, okay? Oh, I've got this the wrong way round, hang on. This should be the base. That one's the base, because I've got two of those, two of those, two of these. All right, so we're going to pretend now that we've got the batting on there. You've probably seen this done now so many times. So we're only going to stitch from there to there, okay? And you're imagining the batting is on there, which I shall put on there now in a second. Like so. All right, so there we are. So you've got your two sides done. And once you've stitched that by hand or sewing machine, and this has already got its crosses on, so that's not going to move. My nose is itching now because of this. And you're ready to go. All right. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Right. Then you've seen this done loads of times, because I have done this. See, that goes on there, but you're only going to join it to there, because when you come to sew the sides up, excuse me, sorry. When you come to sew the sides up, you need that to be open, this bit here, okay? So as I say, go and watch Corrine, and she will show you that bit. And then that one comes out there like that, and then that one will be on there like that. They are a lot of work, but they're well worth it. So you've got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And you'll have your batting on these two as well. And then you sew the sides up. So if that was on there like so, I'll just show you briefly. And you need to, if I were you, I would push that to the right and I would push that to the left, okay? And then you need to find then where you've stitched it. So don't forget, these will be stitched before you put these other pieces on. And then you would stitch from there, and you can feel it, from there across there, and then that will go up like so, all right? And then you would have this piece coming down here. I hope this is making sense for you, but as I say, there's plenty of these on video. And then you just join that with that. And what I did, because I was doing it on the machine, I just started from there. I found where they were all stitched together there, look, because otherwise you're going to have a hole in the bottom down here. I'll show you better on this one, can't I? So where's all that fluff come from? Oh, that's off Daniel's wall. There we go. So there we are, look, you've got like a triangle there, or a tri, and you've got to make sure that they all meet together. So, but you don't go right down to the end, whereas at the top I have gone right to the top, okay? Because when I sew them together and I put them inside each other, that needs to be folded down, and I found that that was easier to fold down if I'd already stitched the top. Okay, there we go. I'm not going to show you any more because I'm going to be confusing you. As I say, go and watch Corrine, or go and watch my old video. I'll put both of them on there, and you can go and see either one and make your own. All right, so I hope that's going to be helpful to you. And this is how I construct it. And then you put your tabs on. Now you can either put your tabs on before you put your lining in, which a few of them have done. I didn't bother because I like mine to show on the outside. So these tabs then are just stitched on there. So what I've done, I've stitched those ready. And then I've just done a white stitch, which doesn't show really, especially when you do it up. And I've stitched them on after I've stitched these. And I just folded these top pieces in and just stitched it with a straight stitch. So there was no machining on the top at all, but you could machine it. So it depends on you. So you can find out various ways of doing it on YouTube. All right. But I think they're lovely. And I think they'll make lovely gifts for Christmas. So there we are. That's what I've been up to. I just thought I'd come on and show you a couple of things that I'm doing. You've seen this before. That was what I showed you in the Facebook page and Instagram. So I think we're all caught up now. I don't think I've done anything else except that funny bag. I'm not going to do the show and tell with what I bought in Leominster because there is so much of it. It would just take me so long. So as I'm making things, I will tell you about it. All right. I think that's the best way to go, and the same with France. I have used some of the white material that I bought in France, but I'm not going to do that show and tell one because I think that's what has been putting me off making a video. Anyway, thank you for watching. Look after yourselves and have a great afternoon or a great day, depends on where you're living. And I hope those of you that are in America with this storm that you've had, I hope everything's safe and well with you. Our prayers are with you and we send our love to you. So take care, everybody, and God bless you all.